Okay, for those of you who were gone, these are the answers for 63 through 71. There's 63. You can always pause the video if you need to look at it closer. There's 65. There's 67. There's 69. And there's 71. So what are we going to do today? Well, we're just going to barely add to this. So 2.1c, we're just going to go and we're just going to add to it by just grabbing functions like y equals 3 times the cosine of x minus 2 pi over 3 plus 1. And we want to see what that does to our function. Okay? So, now when I make my graph, I got to be careful here, because I'm dividing by 3 here. I have 2 pi over 3. So I need to have pi be at a space that's a multiple of 3. And when I make it just 3 long, it's so skinny, everything's pushed together. So I'm going to make it 6 to get to pi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that pi? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gives me to 2 pi. And that's how long one normal period is. So I'll put pi over 2 here and 3 pi over 2 here. Okay, so I'm going up and down by 3, plus I'm adding 1 to that. So 1, 2, 3. And if I add 1, I'm going to go all the way up to 4, I bet. So -1, -2, -3. All right. So what I want to do is I want to make sure I draw out various colors. And start with the base function of cosine of x and then add to it each time. So y equals cosine of x starts at 1, 0, goes 0 pi over 2, or pi over 2, 0, pi, -1, 3 pi over 2, 0, 2 pi, 1. Okay. Then I want to take care of the 3's with y equals 3 cosine of x. What does the 3 out front do? It affects the, starts with an A, amplitude. Makes it 3 times as high and 3 times as low. So it's going to look like this. Looks like that. Okay. Then we're going to move it 2 pi over 3. All right. So to move it 2 pi over 3, I have to say, well, if pi is 6 squares on my graph, what is 2/3 of 6? What's 2/3 of 6? 4. So everything that is in the light blue is going to move 4 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 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 4 to the right. There I am. Now, from there, I take this whole thing. The adding 1 moves everything up 1. So I take the purple and move everything up by 1. Okay? Questions on that? The biggest question is, how do I know how far to move it to the right? Okay. When it's 2/3 pi, whatever you made pi, you have to think, well, I have to go 2/3 of that. That's how many squares to the right I have to go. Okay. Let's do one more, and then we'll call it good, because we did this yesterday. Okay. So if we do one more, hopefully that's good. All right. So let's say y equals -1/2 the sine of x plus pi over 6 minus 2. All right. That's somewhat complicated, but not too bad. Okay, since I see a pi over 6 here, I know that it's going to be 1/6 of pi, so pi has to be a multiple, has to either be 6 or a multiple of 6. And I'll just make it 6. 6 is a nice number for how far to go over to pi. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get over to pi. Because my denominator is 6, so I have to go a multiple of 6 to get to pi. All right. So we take our colors and we go one color at a time. I'm going to go pink right off the bat. Y equals sine of x. Sine of x starts at 0, pi over 2, 1, pi 0, 3 pi over 2, -1, 2 pi 0. Then light blue, y equals -1/2 sine of x. What does the -1/2 do to my pink function? You multiply the y value by -1/2, so it reflects it around the x-axis and makes it half as tall. So 0, 0 is still 0, 0. Instead of being up 1 here, I'm at a -1/2. Then I'm at 0, +1/2, 0. Okay. Now, let's go dark green. Y equals -1/2 sine of x plus pi over 6. So I'm going to move it pi over 6 to the left. If I go 6 squares to get to pi, pi over 6 is 1/6 of pi. So what's 1/6 of 6 squares? 1 square. So everything goes 1 square to the left. Oops, I did that wrong, didn't I? No, I didn't. That was right. I gotta go redo my light blue now. Because I thought I was making a mistake, but I was right. So the green is where I'm at right now. And then as a final step, I take my green one and do what to it? Down 2. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. 2 down. And that's where you should end up. Okay? So that's the basics of what we're doing today. Okay? Just taking what we've learned and just making sure we can do it for all of them. So, on my lesson plans. For this week, today, come on. There we are. So 73, 75, 77, and 79 through 82 all. So those are the questions. 73, 75, 77, 79 through 83 all. So there's like 8 questions there. Wait, well, we didn't do 83. What am I thinking? Must have been through 82 is what I meant. So 75, 77, and then 79, 80, 81, 82. Well, hi there.
Here's that.
82. Just go through 82.